Okay, welcome to this wonderful chapter again, International Foreign Exchange Management. One question I will dictate. Write down. This question is from November 2020 RTP. A very small question given. Write down. This is the question. Given US dollar 1 is equal to US dollar 1 is equal to yen 107.31, dollar 1 equal to not dollar, pound 1 equal to pound 1 is equal to US dollar 1.26. Pound 1 is equal to US dollar 1.26. Then write Australian dollar 1. Australian dollar 1 equal to US dollar 0.70. Australian dollar 1 equal to US dollar 0.70. Three questions are there. First question, calculate the cross rate for pound. Calculate the cross rate for pound in yen terms. Calculate the cross rate for pound in yen terms. Calculate the cross rate for pound in yen terms. Second, calculate the cross rate for Australian dollar in yen terms. Calculate the cross rate for Australian dollar in yen terms. Third, write calculate the cross rate for pounds. Calculate the cross rate for pounds in Australian dollar terms. In Australian dollar terms. Calculate the cross rate for pounds in Australian dollar terms. So this is a very easy problem. Cross rate for pound in yen terms. What does that mean? So write down answer 1. It means you have to find yen per GBP. Number of yens per unit of GBP. And cross rate formula will be yen by dollar, because with respect to yen, dollar is given, per dollar is given, so yen per dollar. So I can directly use this rate into dollar per GBP, cross rate, rule number 1. With dollar, pound rate is given, GBP rate is given. So the cross rate will be yen per dollar into dollar per GBP. Are you given yen per dollar? Yes. So you will take this number directly. Dollar per GBP. Yes, this is dollar, number of dollars per pound. So you just need to multiply 107.31 into 1.26, and that is equal to 135.2106 yen per pound. 135.2106 yen per pound. Then write down second answer. What is the second answer? Calculate the cross rate for Australian dollar in yen terms. Means you have to find yen per Australian dollar. Yen per Australian dollar is equal to cross rate, apply yen per dollar yen per dollar, and then you cancel dollar into dollar per Australian dollar, dollar per Australian dollar. Yen per dollar is given here, and US dollar per Australian dollar is given here. US dollar 0.70 per Australian dollar. So you just need to multiply the first and this third one, you will get the answer. So write down 107.31 into 0.70 is equal to 75.117 yen per Australian dollar. 75.117 yen per Australian dollar. What is the third one? Calculate the cross rate for pound. In Australian dollar term. So now you write down Australian dollar per GBP. Australian dollar per GBP equal to Australian dollar per dollar per US dollar. Australian dollar you have to write in the numerator. With Australian dollar we have been given rate for US dollar per US dollar into cancel dollar, dollar per pound. Now there is a small adjustment required in this problem. You need Australian dollar per US dollar. How many Australian dollar per US dollar? And what you are given is US dollar per Australian dollar, whereas you require per US dollar, so this will be reciprocal. Australian dollar per USD will be 1 by 0.70. So I have to take the reciprocal here, 1 divided by 0.70. And what about dollar per pound? Dollar per pound is given. This is dollar per unit of pound. So directly multiply by 1.26. Check the answer. This is Australian dollar per pound 1.80. Australian dollar per pound. This is the answer of this question from November 2020 RTP. Question number 1. Cell practice question number 1. Messrs Omega Electronics Limited exports air conditioners to Germany by importing all the components from Singapore. So understand the business model. It buys from Singapore SGP component and it sells to Germany. Okay, so components are purchased from Singapore and sold to Germany. The company is exporting 2,400 units at a price of euro 500 per unit. The sales are denominated in euro and the price is 500. Cost of the imported component is Singapore dollar 800. So what is the rate at which it buys? SGD 800. What is the rate at which it sells? Euro 500. And this company is exposed to both the risk. Here the risk is that SGD rate can go up. SGD rate can go up. So you'll have to pay more. Here the risk is that euro may depreciate and you may receive less. What is the quantity involved right now? The quantity involved is 2,400. Then the fixed cost and other variable cost per unit are fixed cost is 1000 rupees. Fixed cost is incurred in India in rupees. So no exchange risk involved in this fixed cost. It is in rupees. Fixed cost is 1000 into 2400. And as the name suggests, fixed cost will remain fixed. So fixed cost is 24 lakhs. Variable cost is 1500 rupees. This is in rupees. So therefore no risk involved, no exchange risk is involved with respect to variable cost, which is 1500 rupees per unit. Variable cost varies with the output. The cash flows in foreign currencies are due in 6 months. The cash flows in foreign currencies are due in 6 months. That means you have to make the payment after 6 months. You have to receive the payment after 6 months. The current exchange rates are as follows. Current exchange rate means spot rate. Today, Euro is trading at 51.50, 51.55. This is bid rate. This is ask rate. When you export, you receive Euro. You will sell Euro to the bank. Bank will buy Euro. So 51.50 is relevant. Rupees per Singapore dollar. You have to make payment to Singapore supplier. So you will buy Singapore dollar. Bank will sell Singapore dollar. So for Singapore dollar, selling rate is relevant. In case of Euro, we are exporter, bid rate. In case of SGD, we are importer, ask rate. After 6 months, because cash flows will take place after 6 months, we have to receive and make payment of Euro and SGD after 6 months. So what will happen after 6 months? Euro has gone up. So in case of Euro, we will gain. But in case of Singapore dollar, we will lose, because our outflow will go up. Okay. So there will be a loss on import, but there will be gain on export. And that is my first question. You are required to calculate the transaction gain or loss, the gain or loss due to transaction exposure. This is my first question. You are required to calculate loss or gain due to transaction exposure, which even you can answer right now in just few seconds. In case of export, I will gain 50 paise per euro into 500 and then into 2400. That is the quantity. And the loss will be equal to, loss is 50 paise into 800 into 2400. So therefore the loss will be higher. So therefore there is a net transaction loss. Net transaction loss will be there. That is your first question. Now you forget the first question. Let us focus on second, which I think you may have found it difficult if you have tried earlier. Based on the following additional information, calculate the gain or loss due to transaction and operating exposure. So this time there are two types of losses. Transaction loss, which will arise due to change in the exchange rate, and operating exposure, which will arise due to some other factors. We will see. If the contracted price of air conditioner is 25,000 rupees, 25,000. So what they did, they told the customer that, dear customer, you don't worry, we will charge you rupees 25,000 for one air conditioner. So now the export will be, instead of in euro, the export will be in rupees. So on the export front, there is no foreign exchange risk. On the export front, there is no foreign exchange risk, because export is now denominated in rupees. So the customer will pay you 25,000 rupees per unit into 2,400 units. When you are going to receive the payment in rupees, there is no exchange risk involved. But what about the import? The import is still denominated in Singapore dollar, and therefore whenever you will make the payment, this risk is there. Now what they are saying, I will repeat this question number 2 again. Based on the following information, calculate gain or loss due to 1. Transaction exposure, 2. Operating exposure if the contracted price of the air conditioner is 25,000. So now the sale price is in home currency rupees 25,000. So no transaction gain or loss here. The current exchange rate, now this they are changing. See, in the earlier calculation current exchange rates are this. This I will use for my first answer, and this I will use for my second answer. Current exchange rates are rupees per euro, rupees per Singapore dollar. Price elasticity of the demand is estimated to be 1.5. Price elasticity of the demand is 1.5. Now this is a new adjustment. Price elasticity of demand means if the price falls, demand goes up. If price falls by 1%, demand will go by 1.5%. From your school level economics classes, you have learnt about price elasticity of demand. As the price goes down, the demand goes up. So what will happen for the European customer? The company has fixed the price at 25,000 rupees. So earlier when the rupees per euro was 51.50, the price in euro was 25,000 divided by 51.50. So that means he was paying in his currency euro 485.44, let us say. But now the exchange rate has changed. Now exchange rate has changed to 51.75, but he is required to pay 25,000 only. So therefore 25,000 divided by 51.75, how much is that? 25,000 divided by 51.75, it has become 483.09 euro. The same air conditioner which earlier used to cost him 485.44 euro, now it will cost him 483.09. So we will calculate the percentage change. And then multiplied by 1.45. So that will give me the revised demand for AC. The demand for AC will go up because the price has gone down by few percentage, multiplied by 1.5. So the number of AC sold will change, and that is my operating exposure. Operating exposure is also called economic exposure. Because of change in exchange rate, the demand for my product has changed. It becomes cheaper for the German customer to buy our product, and the problem says the demand is price elastic. So if the price falls, demand goes up. So our demand will go up. So we have to do the revised calculation with revised demand, and that will give me operating exposure. Payments and receipts are to be settled at the end of the 6 months. So all payments All receipts are at the end of 6 months. First question is very easy. Calculate the gain or loss due to transaction exposure. Now here we don't have to worry about economic exposure etc. As I have told you, as an exporter we will gain 50 paise per euro. As an importer we will lose 50 paise per Singapore dollar multiplied by number of Singapore dollar into quantity. In case of export, multiplied by euro 500 into quantity. In case of variable cost and fixed cost, they are in rupees. So there is no question of transaction exposure in the case of variable cost and fixed cost because they are denominated in rupees. So write down first answer, answer 1. Please write answer 1. There are two questions, 1 and 2. So we are answering the first part. First part, based on original data, calculation of gain or loss due to transaction exposure. Calculation of gain or loss due to transaction exposure. First write down a table, serial number, particulars, amount. First point A, on euro receivables. On euro receivables, under that one, number of units. Number of units. So on euro receivable we will have transaction gain, and on SGD we will have loss, and then we will find out the net gain or net loss. So what is the number of units you are exporting? 2400. Rate per unit euro 500. Amount receivable in euro. Amount receivable in euro 1 into 2, euro 12 lakh. Euro 12 lakh. 4. Spot rate, rupees per euro. We'll take buying rate. We'll take buying rate because for exporters buying rates are applicable. So that is rupees 51.50 per euro. Keep the question, original question in front of you. Don't look at the part 2. Just focus on the first part. The spot rate today or current spot rate is 51.50 rupees per euro. Exchange rate after 6 months, rupees per euro, again buying rate, because two rates are given. So I need to tell you about buying rate. Exporters will bring euro, he will sell euro to the bank, bank will buy euro from the exporter. 52. So what is your gain due to euro appreciation? Gain due to euro appreciation. Exporter will gain if the foreign currency appreciates. This was a note written in your book also with a smiley. Exporter will gain if the foreign currency appreciates. He gets more rupees, so he will get 6 lakh rupees more on settlement just because the euro appreciated. Point number B, on SGD payables, SGD, Singapore dollar, again write down number of units 2400, rate per unit Singapore dollar 800, amount payable in SGD 1 into 2 is Singapore dollar 19,20,000. Amount payable in SGD 2400 into 800, Singapore dollar 19,20,000. Point number 4, write down spot rate, rupees per SGD. Now this time I will take selling rate because here we are importer. Importer wants to buy foreign currency bank sells foreign currency to the importer. So now the spot selling rate is 27.25. 27.25. Then write down exchange rate after 6 months. Exchange rate after 6 months. Rupees per SGD selling rate. You will find 27.75 rupees per SGD. In case of imports, if the foreign currency appreciates, the importer will lose. So therefore, point number 6, write down loss due to SGD depreciation. Loss due to SGD depreciation, 19,20,000 into 27.75 minus 27.25. So that it comes to 9,60,000 loss. Here we have gain. Here we have loss. But the loss is more. So therefore, the answer is overall loss due to transaction exposure. 9,60,000 minus 6 lakh. 9,60,000 minus 6 lakh. So you have a transaction exposure or loss due to transaction exposure 3,60,000. The fact that you are settling the same unit of foreign currency at a different rate results into loss. That is called transaction exposure. That is called transaction exposure. Now what happened in part 2? They negotiated with the foreign customer and they said that we will supply you the air conditioner at rupees 25,000. This is rupees 25,000. So as far as exports are concerned, now there is no transaction exposure, but imports are still exposed to the transaction exposure. But what they have done, they said that the current spot rate changes. The current spot rate changes to rupees per euro 51.7580, that is your point number 2, Roman 1, and rupees per SGD 27.10, that is your buying rate, and 27.15, that is selling rate. But the 6-month exchange rate will not change, that we will take from the first part only. So now we have to recalculate what will be transaction exposure and what will be the operating exposure. Euro is not subject to, or exports are not subject to transaction exposure. Imports are subject to transaction exposure. That means I have to take the revised current spot rate of SGD 27.15, compare with the 6-month down the line exchange rate for SGD 27.75. Keep the question in front of you, take the revised rates and that difference multiplied by the total amount in SGD payable, and that will give you transaction exposure for SGD. No transaction exposure for euro, because we are not now exporting in euro, we are exporting in rupees. So first I will dictate a note for you. Without the note you may feel it little uncomfortable to understand, like your institute's answer printed below. They have just done calculation and calculation without any proper detailed explanation. This question you mark important. This they had asked in one of the RTPs and they are yet to ask this question in the exam. So write down note. In case 2, exports are invoiced at, in case 2, this is the second case we are solving. If you have not written the heading, first write the heading calculation of gain or loss due to transaction exposure. Answer 2. Question 2 has 2 parts. transaction exposure, operating exposure. The operating exposure will come because of the change in demand, which I am going to do after this, don't worry. Right, so a new calculation you will learn today, change in demand. Okay, start writing. Note, in case 2, exports are invoiced at fixed amount of rupees 25,000. It is no longer exposed to transaction exposure. It is no longer exposed to the transaction exposure. However, SGD is still exposed to the transaction exposure. SGD is still exposed to the transaction exposure. For calculating transaction exposure, we will take old 2400 units. We will take the old 2400 units, full stop. For calculating transaction exposure, we will take the old 2400 units. The change in units, then you write inside this, due to change in demand. The change in units due to change in demand will be covered under, the change in units due to change in demand will be covered under economic exposure, into bracket operating exposure. So operating exposure we will calculate separately. All the effect of price elasticity of demand, change in demand, that will cover separately. Right now our calculation will be based on original quantity of 2400 units. So we have to divide the total exposure into transaction exposure and operating exposure. So write down step number 1, calculation of transaction exposure. Calculation of transaction exposure. Serial number, particulars, amount. Transaction exposure is only for SGD, okay, not for euro. Right hand side amount. Point number 1, number of units 2400. Why 2400? Read note above. Note is written above, you can read it. The change in unit will be covered under operating exposure. Rate per unit, SGD 800. Amount payable in SGD, SGD 19,20,000. Up to this we have already written in the first answer also. But now this question has changed the current spot rate. The question has changed the current spot rate. So current exchange rate, rupee per SGD, selling rate, you look at the last third line of the question, 27.15 rupees per SGD. This will be the revised rate. In case if you get confused later, you write the revised. Something has happened, because of that the current spot rate has changed. Exchange rate after 6 months. This is not changing. If this is not changing, we will take the old estimate only. Rupees per SGD, selling rate. This you refer the previous table, 27.75 rupees per SGD. So now the transaction loss will be difference multiplied by 19,20,000. So point number C, loss due to SGD depreciation. loss due to SGD depreciation. This loss is simply because of the change in the rate of SGD. So just make a small correction here. SGD appreciation. In the previous answer also just make it appreciation. I think by mistake I have written depreciation. Appreciation. It has gone up. As an importer, if foreign currency appreciates, we lose. We lose 60 paise here into 19,20,000. That comes to rupees 11,52,000. 11,52,000. So this is the transaction exposure. Now write down under this part 2 of this question, step 2. This is part 2 of the question. Under that, step 1 was transaction exposure, and step 2 write down change in demand. Step 2, change in demand. Right hand side 3 columns. As per old current rate. As per old current rate. That is what was the amount applicable to German customer in euro as per old current rate, and because the rate has changed, the value of AC in euro will change. The value of AC in euro will change as per new current rate. Okay, and because the AC becomes cheaper for the German customer due to change in the current rate, and there is a price elasticity of 1.5, he will purchase more AC, and that is what we have to calculate, how many additional ACs would be sold due to change in the current rate. Right hand side 3 columns, as per old current rate, as per new current rate, and change. First point number 1, invoice amount in INR. Only write in these 2 columns, 25,000, 25,000. Spot rate, rupees per euro buying rate. Rupees per euro buying rate. Old current rate was 51.50, but now it has changed to 51.75. Part 2 of the question, Roman 1. So what was the amount in euro for a German customer under old rate? So point number 3 will be euro equivalent price for German customer. Euro equivalent price for German customer. 1 by 2. Euro equivalent price for German customer. 1 by 2. So try your calculator. 25,000 divided by 51.50. 484.44. 483.09. 483.09. So you can see that the effective cost to a German customer has gone down. That means earlier he was shelling out 485.44 euro. Now he will be shelling out 483.09 euro. So what is the percentage fall in the price? Percentage fall in the price will be 485.44 minus 483.09 divided by 485.44, because the base will be 485.44. From there the price has changed by 0.48% for him. This is the only question where they have spoken about the price elasticity of demand. Price elasticity of demand means if the price falls by 1%, demand will increase by 1.5%. So in our example, the price has gone down by 0.48%. Demand will increase by 1.5%. times of 0.48. So let us write down price elasticity of demand 1.5. Therefore percentage increase in demand. Therefore percentage increase in demand is 4 into 0.48 into 1.5. I'll just write it again. 0.48 into 1.5, that is 0.72%. Your demand for AC will go up by 0.72%. Your existing demand is 2400 units. The new demand will be 2400 plus 0.72%. 2400 type plus 0.72%. Round off the units. You can't sell units of AC in fraction. You can't sell half AC. You can't sell only the compressor of the AC. So you have to round off. Okay. Sometimes common sense is more important. So round off to the nearest whole number, 2417 units. So the new demand will be 2417 units. Means increase in demand is 17 units. Increase in demand is 17 units from 2400 to 2417. Increase in demand is 17 units. Now write down step number 3. Change in the profit due to change in demand. Change in the profit due to change in demand. Now this is called operating exposure because your demand has changed. So change in exchange rate can affect your change in profit due to change in demand of the product. That is called economic exposure or operating exposure. In the first day of this chapter we have learned there are 3 types of exposure: transaction, translation and economic exposure. So this is economic exposure because your demand has changed due to change in the exchange rate. Serial number, particulars, 2400 units, 2417 units. So first write down point number 1, price per unit in INR. Now this is like a small costing question. You have learnt costing in your intermediate or final syllabus. So we just have to calculate the profit. Revenue minus cost. Revenue minus cost. So revenue is 25,000 rupees per unit. 25,000 rupees per unit because we have logged the export price at rupees 25,000. And in the heading we have written quantity sold. So can I now write down revenue in rupees? Revenue in rupees will be, multiply this to 6 crore. Multiply this to 6 crore 4,25,000. Then point number 3, imported component purchase cost. Imported component purchase cost. So my cost has 3 elements. Cost of component purchase from Singapore, certain fixed cost and certain other variable cost. So this cost will be 2400 units into 800 Singapore dollar per unit, and then we'll multiply by the 6-month rate down the line. Transaction exposure we have already calculated. So now my payment will be at this rate. I will have to make the payment at this rate, 27.75. So please multiply and check the answer. Are you getting 5 crore 32 lakh 80,000? Similarly, here we will write 2417 into 800 into 27.75. Both are converted at the same rate, 6-month forward rate or 6-month down the line exchange rate, because this is the rate at which the payment will be made. So that is 5 crore 36 lakh 57,400. Point number 4, write down variable cost at the rate of rupees 1500. Look at the question, first paragraph, variable cost is given 1500, quantity is in the column heading, multiply 2400 into 1500 rupees per unit variable cost 36 lakh, 2417 into 1500 36 lakh 25,500. Fixed cost is going to remain fixed. It is 2400 into 1000 right now, because the current calculations were based on 2400 units. So they allocated 1000 rupees per unit. So that comes to 24 lakh. But what do you mean by fixed cost? Fixed cost means fixed. So even if you change quantity to 2417, some extra quantity you will produce, your fixed cost will not change. Fixed cost will not change. Otherwise, what is the point of calling it as a fixed cost? Point number 6, write down total cost. Total cost will be 3 plus 4 plus 5. In bracket write 3 plus 4 plus 5. So please take the total of imported component cost, variable cost, fixed cost. Take the total of these three numbers. You can do it. 5 crore 92 lakh 80,000. Then try this one also. These three numbers. Please take the total. 6 crore 96 lakh 82,900. Sorry, 5 crore 96 lakh 82,900. The total of these three. Point number 7, profit. Profit will be 1 minus 6, no, 2 minus 6. Revenue minus total cost. Revenue minus total cost. This is 7,20,000. This is 7,42,100. 7,42,100. So in fact we have gained here because extra quantities were sold, and because these extra quantities were sold, we got some extra profit. So now write down gain due to economic exposure. In bracket operating exposure. Operating exposure. The question have used the word operating exposure. 7,42,100, this figure, minus 7,20,000. So that is 22,100. In this example it is gain. It could have been loss also, if suppose the quantity sold would have gone down. And then you write one concluding note. Note in both the columns. Now we are writing a comment on this. In both the columns, the rate taken for SGD is 27.75. In both columns, the rate taken for SGD is rupees 27.75. Hence, transaction exposure is 0. Hence, transaction exposure is 0. The reason for difference in profit, is increase in demand. The reason for difference in profit is increase in demand. which is purely economic exposure, which is purely economic exposure. So this answer is over. Just go through it, check you have understood. If you have any doubt, you can ask me, right? So this answer is over.